Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie, and this week for my continuing exploration of the Marvel movie universe, I thought it'd be fun to talk about the Doctor Strange movie. They haven't announced it officially, but behind every rumor is a little bit of truth. They are meeting with almost every major actor in Hollywood, or at least every major actor that could pull off a movie about magic. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my top 5 Doctor Strange stories that I think would make a very good first movie for the character, because they have to tell the origin story first. Then I'll address some of the casting rumors. If you are finding me for the first time, I'll be doing Marvel movie videos every Tuesday in addition to my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. videos, so be sure to subscribe and join the fun. So here we go, top 5 Doctor Strange stories. Number 5, The Essential Doctor Strange, Volume 1. This is the collected works of Stan Lee and Steve Ditko's original run on the character, the original origin story. Expect to see a Stan Lee cameo in the movie and at least some Easter eggs, if not straight up lines from the characters in these stories. Because it was written in the early 60s, this became a benchmark for weird in comic books. Right now, I think Guardians of the Galaxy is trying to do that for superhero movies. Almost every subsequent retelling of the Doctor Strange origin story borrows some aspects from Stan Lee's original, so the movie will at least pay homage to these stories. One notable change that I expect to see would be the shortening of the long prose speeches. Stan Lee likes to talk a lot, and Stan Lee's Doctor Strange, consequently, talked a lot. So yes, expect any movie version of the character to speechify, say, a little bit more than Hulk and a little bit less than a chatty Tony Stark. Number 4, Triumph and Torment. They'd have to change the story just a little bit, but it involves Doctor Doom getting Doctor Strange's help to rescue his mother from Mephisto. It was done by Hellboy's Mike Mignola, and it reads like super high drama romance, Downton Abbey style, crossed with a dream you could only have if you were super high. What premise could be cooler than Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom going to hell? Mephisto, like Dormammu, is a really big villain in the Doctor Strange universe, so I'll be curious to see if they keep those types of characters in the movie. They did cut the Mandarin out of the original Iron Man movie, and they would have to swap Doctor Doom for someone else because that's a Fantastic Four character that Marvel does not currently own. Number 3, A Separate Reality. Most people refer to this as Frank Brunner's run. He was the artist, but not the writer. I would definitely put it up with Brian K. Vaughan's run on the character, which would come later. The story is an excellent blend of a lot of the science fiction aspects of the Marvel Universe and the fantasy elements of magic. Strange ends up fighting this other sorcerer who's trying to become a god, and it really reminds me of the original Infinity Gauntlet storyline where, villain tries to achieve ultimate power so that he can fill this hole inside himself, replace something that's missing. In the case of that, it was love. And ultimately, it turns into a story about redemption. For all you anime fans out there, it also really reminded me of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's stories like this that make me really excited to see how an enlightened being like Strange is going to deal with a man of pure science like Tony Stark. But that's really the job of whoever ends up writing the script, blending the fantasy elements with science fiction really well, like original Star Wars trilogy style. Number 2, Flight of Bones. This was actually part of the really noir Marvel Knights miniseries era and invoked this really cool detective story setting for Doctor Strange going after Dormammu. Think of it as being like Doctor Strange written like a Sherlock Holmes story. And my number 1 pick, Oath by Brian K. Vaughan. This was an amazing retelling of the origin story that solved the really problematic aspects of magic from a story standpoint by not making them the focus of the story. It also does a great job of balancing the more philosophical aspects of wielding limitless power with the fun magical battles and action sequences in other dimensions. The big issue with the Doctor Strange story that's different from, say, a Captain America story is that he can't punch his problems away. He has to balance really dark power with white magic. The really good part about that, though, is that it blends really well with the idea of the Infinity Gems, the Infinity Gauntlet, and Thanos in Avengers 3. If you want to learn more about a recent story like that, you should also check out Doctor Strange's recent appearances in New Avengers and Marvel's Infinity series. It's essentially an Illuminati story, so I could totally see them using that as inspiration for how all these new different heroes come together in outer space for Avengers 3. Now it's your turn though. Let me know, which Doctor Strange story would you like to see them use for the Doctor Strange movie, and how do you think they'll change it just to make it a little bit more modern? Now let's talk a little bit about those actor rumors. Just to address the Johnny Depp rumors that have been going around, Kevin Feige said that he did have a meeting a long time ago before his tenure at Marvel, before they ever created their unified movie universes and their phases. So if they do end up getting a big actor, it will probably be someone else. We could totally talk about actors in another video, but there are a lot of other Phase 3 movies in development that we can talk about, like, say, the Black Widow movie, or the Black Panther movie, or we could keep talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. So let me know what you want to see in next week's Phase 3 video, if you want to talk about another movie, or more Doctor Strange actors, or something completely different. Right now, click here to get my top 5 picks for Story for Captain America 3, and click here to get my character breakdown of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. High fives.